audio signal now. I think you're going to let go.
Providing a few words before I bring up some more important people to this wonderful occasion that we are about to participate in. We're very excited to have a Fortune 500 company like AECOM come to the city of Detroit. AECOM's portfolio is vast, from helping with the Gordie Howe Bridge development at the port of entry into Detroit, to other vast projects that have had your hands on them around this city, and most certainly around the country and around the world. So we're very excited that you're going to be calling Detroit home. You're bringing 75 new jobs to the city of Detroit, and we wish you much success and growth as you begin to assimilate yourselves into the Detroit landscape. Detroit has some amazing talent in this city. From 2013 to 2019, the city saw a 66% increase in the amount of bachelor degree residents in our city. 66%, faster than Philadelphia, Cleveland, some of the peer cities around this country. So they come for a specific reason. They come for opportunities. That's why we're seeing this increase, and that's why we're so excited. With AECOM's presence, we're building upon that narrative. There are many developments that are going to occur that will provide more talent for AECOM as your future continues to grow and prosper here in the city of Detroit, building on a strong footing that you're helping establish here in the city. With that, I'd like to bring up Jerry Tia, and he'll provide some more words. So thank you.
So I only have about 17 pages here. I think we'll about half an hour, minutes. Is that okay? It's been a long time in the making. We want to play a video here for you to see what's possible with constrained labor market, post-pandemic situation, and diversity issues around the country. Okay, so now that everybody has Jalen's password. It's a program that just wrapped up this past August.
So Jerry and I were looking into addressing the disparity of African-American talent in the field of architecture. This is some of the HBCUs across the nation, and we saw that there was such a wonderful pool of talent that we felt that, it's better than just, hiring these students. But at the time, we felt like it would be important to develop a program. And we basically started from scratch.
Gary Robertson and I went down to Stadium. We had an incredible visit through the Detroit City program, and through our advocate, I was made aware that Police Athletic in Cal was given a grant to buy a practice center and have it converted. We had a great conversation about how do we pull African American kids into STEM.
Work with an organization that's really integrated into the community, a staple of our community in the huge success. And as much work as it was for me to do this, as difficult as it was for me to pull this off, I actually can't wait to do it next year.
It's empowering that AECOM focuses on equity and inclusion. Other companies talk about it, but you don't necessarily see it. Here at AECOM, we can actually see it with these students thriving and growing as our clients.
So it's not every day you have a Fortune 500 company who's recruiting African Americans to come to Detroit and become, technical experts in their field. So I want to thank Pierre for his hard work and dedication, all of the team here at AECOM, including Jalen and everybody else. Yeah, it was amazing. Great job. It's really an opportunity for us to teach and learn, and I think this space represents a place where we collaborate with each other and we teach and learn, and that's been a tenet of our approach here since I started. And that rec center is a great opportunity for us to take what we know, show these kids how to deliver it to a client, get their on-the-job training, go back to their HBCU universities, and then teach their classmates about what they learned over the summer. So it's just one project that something that we've done here that has been amazing to see how you can take the values and the capabilities of a firm like AECOM and use them to incorporate, great community opportunities for disenfranchised people in our market. So I wanted to talk about, AECOM is a global leader in infrastructure consulting, as a Fortune 500 company, and ranks 240 in that list. And of course, however, we practice a little bit different in Detroit, I think. And I think that's something that we'd like you to understand, is that we're Detroiters who are focused on Detroit issues, who have an opportunity to bring national capabilities and global capabilities to help solve those issues. And we always do that with a lens through environmental social governance as a policy, and trying to measure and mitigate the adverse impacts of decision makings around infrastructure in the built environment so that it doesn't adversely impact disenfranchised communities like it has in so many cases in the past, and there are so many examples of that just here in this city. And so our main conference room in this office is named Black Bottom for that reason, so that people who are working in that space remember the history of this city and remember the impacts of those adverse infrastructure decisions by people just like us who were making decisions that were impacting people negatively and did that for generations. And so it's really important to us to be focused on equity as a policy. Some of the projects that AECOM has worked on here in the Detroit region and Detroit area, we're the program manager for the Detroit Water Sewer Department. We're designing and building the Gordie Howe International Bridge, including the international port of entry on the U.S. side. That's happening here in this office. We're designing and building a 160-patient room tower for Henry Ford Health in Macomb County. We're doing the I-75 replacement project up at 696 and 75, where some of you probably dealt with on the way in, potentially, so I apologize on behalf of my colleagues in transportation. We built Little Caesars Arena years ago. We're currently doing some premium spaces for the Pistons and Red Wings within Little Caesars Arena, and we're doing it in addition to the Pistons Performance Center as well. Some of our clients are Wayne County, Oakland County, Macomb County, Detroit Department of Transportation, the Michigan Department of Transportation, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Detroit District, Chrysler, Ford, GM, DEGC, of course, the Detroit Lions, Great Lakes Water Authority, Pistons, as I said before, and of course the City of Detroit. One of our major projects and programs is oversight of the ARPA funds that are currently being granted by the federal government to Detroit. So I joined AECOM in 2018, and I was a bit of a pest when I joined AECOM. It was January, and I insisted that if I was going to join AECOM, we were going to have to build an office in Detroit, build a significant presence in Detroit. At the time, we had a significant presence in Southfield and a kind of a postage stamp location in Detroit. And they quickly agreed that, my leadership believed that that was the right way to go. And I continued to be a pest for the following 2 years. And actually, the day that I received authorization to sign a lease in a Bedrock building downtown was the same day that I received notification that we were to move to a work-from-home situation. So that was 2 years ago, March of 2020. So this process has been upended a number of times. We stayed with it. There was a lot of relentlessness from a lot of people in this room, and we stayed with it. We rethought our workplace strategy. We decided that we needed to be allure to our staff, to bring them to our offices and to engage with us and to collaborate so that we can offer the best possible level of service to our clients and teach and learn from each other. We met in 2017, and we were doing, I was the lead designer for the Detroit Pistons when we were doing the Pistons Performance Center in Detroit. And I remember working closely with Arn Tellem and his team, and the night before the initial meeting that we had with Mayor Duggan, the team was about 12 people in a conference room over at Honeyman's office, and everybody was stressed out. And Arn was snapping left and right. We were trying to look for every single potential answer to any potential question the mayor might ask in order to impede the Pistons from coming back to the city of Detroit. And so we walked into that meeting the next morning, and Mr. Mayor, you did two things. The first thing that was notable to me was that you immediately recognized that Nancy Tellem was the real power in that power couple organization. So I appreciate the fact that you saw that. And I went on to do some work with Nancy and found out that she really is a brilliant woman. And then the second thing you said was, as we started the presentation and we wrapped it up, you were courteous enough to let us go through the whole design presentation and talk about the benefits. And then you said, if you're trying to convince me if it's a good idea to move the Pistons into Detroit, you don't have to. I'm in. I'm just here to help you figure out how to do that. And so what that showed me was that what's the value of corporate organizations and civic organizations in a major urban center. And it also showed me that the intention of those services is really to create community economic development for the people in these cities and in these areas. And these great franchises and great organizations that share our name, our city's name, they have a civic responsibility. I believe that we have a civic responsibility to be here in Detroit, contributing to our city and contributing to the people who live in our city, and being thankful for that. Sometimes AECOM is described as sort of this shiny orb. Some people, it's really hard to understand what AECOM does if you don't know anything about it. And so oftentimes when people are kind of trying to figure out how to access AECOM, they don't really understand where the front door is. And so, we do work in water, in transportation, bridges. We build the hospital emergency rooms that you use on Saturday when your child gets hurt. We build infrastructure across the globe, and we have incredible capability, incredible experts, both here in Detroit and globally. And in order to avoid the confusion of not knowing how to get into that crystal orb that we have here, what I thought was I would give you a key to AECOM, Mr. Mayor. So I wasn't going to present this to a state of I should give you, so I thought I would give you a key to AECOM. Anytime you need to access the brilliant geniuses who work at this company, you have time.
Well, thank you.
Without further ado, I guess I'll introduce Mayor Mike Duggan of the City of Detroit, one of our best mayors in the history of our city. Thank you.
I got to get my mind around this. Normally I'm giving out a key to the city. This is the first time anybody ever gave me a key. Jerry, thank you and welcome to Detroit. You happy to be here? Yeah! How many of you are working on a Detroit project one way or another? That's terrific. Thank you. You are such a central part of what we're doing to rebuild the city on the infrastructure side and the American Rescue Plan side. You guys, basically $827 million in spending is running through your review. I'm going to see President Biden tomorrow, but I told him when the American Rescue Plan was passed, and he was talking with me about the strategy, I said, look, Republicans may take over the House. They're going to want to investigate your American Rescue Plan. But I'll tell you one thing, when they come looking at Detroit, they're not going to find anything because we've got outside review. And the president had me do a presentation to the mayors around the country saying, this is the way you should insulate yourselves about claims that you spent the money wrong or you did it politically, was do something like Detroit did with AECOM. And so you guys have become the model nationally, and thank you for what you are doing. I worked in this neighborhood for 9 years. I ran the Detroit Medical Center for 2004 to 2013. The only thing that was along here was the Union Station and McDonald's at the time. Apparently McDonald's survives everything. But Sue Mosey is the head of Midtown. Sue, raise your hand. So when I got elected prosecutor in 2000, Sue came to me and told me I wasn't paying enough attention to Midtown. And I said to her, what the hell is Midtown? Nobody ever called it that. The history of this city is downtown started off, and then General Motors built their headquarters up in the New Center area with all those high-rises, and the assumption was that we'd be like New York, and high-rises would fill in from Grand Boulevard to downtown. Of course, the Depression hit, and it never filled in. This was always the forgotten area in between. Sue came in and said, this is Midtown. This is special. Now, when I first heard it, I never thought the name would catch on. You will now find anybody who doesn't know exactly where Midtown is. It was her vision, and she went building by building. She built this building. She went building by building through the neighborhood. But the idea that a Fortune 500 company would come to the city of Detroit and not be in a downtown high-rise, but would choose to come in and base themselves in Midtown is a great reflection of how this city is doing into all that Sue has done. And then when I thought you guys were about as perfect as could be, you play that video. And I gotta tell you, every year I go visit the HBCUs. I go to the campus of Howard and Spelman and Morehouse and North Carolina A&T and a number of others, because we run a big summer intern program. And we realized that the interns we were getting were not reflecting the community they were serving. And so I started going and talking to schools. Some of the most emotionally powerful things I've done. A couple times the media published my travel schedule. And I would get to these schools, and a number of the students there would say, my mom called, my grandma called, said, you got to go see the mayor. He's coming to your school. And more than once I heard from somebody who said, I studied hard all the way along so I could get out of Detroit. And now my mom's saying, you got to go see the mayor and come back to Detroit to help be a part of it. The idea that a private company would deliver that message to young men and women of color saying, you can come in and design and build this city of the future and be a part of it, is just a remarkable level of corporate responsibility. Lots of people give speeches. Watching that video is unbelievable, and I'm now jealous, Jerry, because we have never done a video like that in our summer program. But my communications team, John and Corey, we need to get right on that. That's what it is. So you embody all of the values that we aspire to in this city. And we're really glad you're here. You put your headquarters here, and you're a part of us. And I'm going to go back and put the key up in the office, the only key I've got. So thank you for being here.
So I'd like to just end by thanking Kevin Johnson, president of the DEGC, who's been an amazing partner, an amazing friend, great guy who's just listens to any kind of strategy or idea that I might want to bounce off of him. Has always been a great partner for us. So Kevin, thank you so much for coming. We have a gift for you.
It's not a key.
It's not a key. There's no key. No more key. And of course, I also want to thank Michael Griffey. Michael is a teacher, a high school principal, a lawyer, our advocate, and also former candidate for Congress, I guess, but did a great job, has a great platform, has also been a tremendous partner for AECOM over the course of the last 2 years, has really helped me solidify an approach around equity that benefits both AECOM and Detroit, and is also a great partner. Thank you, Michael. We also have an AECOM Detroit all over for you as well.
One, two, three. Do you have time to take one more picture? Yeah. You want to turn the other way? I think we have the stairs, it'd be better. There you go.
Everybody get on the staircase.